replacing 9-drive FP1 session in a row. And at McLaren, Max Verstappen sitting at Red Bull. Fred Vesti, as we mentioned, at Alpine. He has a Williams. Ayuma Iwasa for Aston Martin. That's Fernando Alonso's car. And we talk about Arakawa, 31 years old.
Been very successful in the World Endurance Championship. He had a crash as well in Zandvoort, so I believe now. So in case, you know, Oliver Evans.
I think 2 come off on November the 2nd. Right, he might pick up an infringement in FP2.
The day after, however, there is one on the go. I saw him walking through the paddock. Popular, very, very successful. So yeah, great CV across in North.
It's going to be striding up and down the pit lane. What do they do?
And we did see Lewis Hamilton, he watched the car as well, so good interest in what was going on. They had a lot of data from there. It was going on. They'll be listening in particular to their setup changes, keep on top of everything wall and watch from there. But many of them will watch on top form when they get in this afternoon.
Great that has come through, and we'll try and keep an eye on the car.
And maybe that is here.
Karun, why have 9 teams opted
for 2 sessions across the season? This is a track that doesn't get used much. Local racing in Formula 4 and absolutely roasting. You know, it would end the race later in the day. The sun aren't great at the moment, and the track for the drivers to give up a session.
Fastest time in FP1, the fastest time, as opposed to a 1:17.9 was the fast. Things are a bit more grippy. There's Max on the pit wall. Or does he actually have his own seat?
Often sit on the wall and watch and learn. Than that. And just to illustrate the difference between the temperature,
because we're closer to the sun. 2000.
Not air temperature, we're talking about asphalt temperature. Since, first of all, it's been out very early this morning. We got
50% less oxygen.
Yeah, sun's coming through, it's roasting up this track here.
His way into the commentary box, you wonder where our picker was. Long run to come here. Yeah, when you get to the commentary box, it's down to your fitness rate receipt for an FP1 rookie when
there's no testing. So when are you going Friday morning?
And talking to race weekends, how did you...
How all of them.
And Max Verstappen
at the end of the lap. Yeah. We, you know, we didn't get to assume he's got a good rhythm around this track. Haven't been in a position to have fought for a chance. He's the hunter, and he's just, you know,
he's being up against a multiple world champion to win. Start to tense up, and when the pressure really gets.
The more pressure there was, the bigger the race Max does. And from what we've seen at start second guessing yourself, start having doubt. Everyone was saying, well, Piastri's gone to Max is there as well.
Right, Fred Vesti, who knows a lot their set driver in to evaluate what he feels.
Super important. You know, this is they all talk DFD to the racetrack, but actual world replicates what really important. I mean, he's in a Cadillac conversation as a reserve. Maybe he races. Hasn't, you know, and he does a great job.
Fastest just behind Jack Crawford is on the medium tyre, as is doesn't surprise me. He works in Austin. They weren't really a play. I don't know about you, Jack. I'd like to be a C2 and a C3
get used. And what they did in Austin, it was incredible with it. It looked like he gave up in some place. And he showed strength there, react at speed again. So I think that made it interesting to survive, and others will catch up. You don't have that anymore.
Practice session is actually at Alpine. Basically come out publicly and said that, you know, it's a pretty public on the first run, so that's positive for him.
Near contract,
well, I say based on that.
I'm not thinks I really don't know where I stand now.
Part of the team, who knows, like a Red Bull contract.
We dislike when drivers change their helmets. A fantastic Alain Prost tribute.
The absolute benefits on this one, this stage, and Isaac Hadjar's career. You know, get his first podium. How many races before Alain? Quite like that helmet. Just don't change it. Yeah, we had that for a while. One joke though, the livery's all back again with Yuki Tsunoda, but somewhere on there coming up this weekend. Bernie Collins, let's head down.
The earliest of the runners to come into the garage, and focus on the length of that member's suspension, which also doesn't feel it as he goes through the turns around this. Now, as you've discussed already, Paul, evolving track through this set of corners.
Thanks ever so much indeed, Bernie. As the commentator has picked up a rather slow commentary box, the driver tracker seems to have just crossed the line to go 7th fastest. He might just be an outlet for Paul Aaron. I hope.
Yeah, he's carrying on his run, so clearly Tsunoda by 3.5 tenths. I'm really taking slow speed 90-degree corners.
A lot of pointy, tiny corners, and still just a long straight line. So it's super quick and vice versa. So that's what's good.
Run the Monaco level. So you'll see the cars sliding around more on the street, right? Depending on the downforce level and where they are. I mean,
it's cool or at a racetrack.
Don't either way.
You can't. It will be a very hairy situation with this low air.
Well, you there. Right, 18 minutes gone of this Isaac Hadjar. Welcome back then to the Autodromo with himself and Isaac Hadjar. Esteban Ocon here at the moment, so there is a bit of a reduction. So we're working hard. I can see our sounds.
So Luke Browning is the top of the, and you know, so very arrow bouncing off the curb there.
Because this first session, the track is worked on your setup. Because anything you change on the code, not bad for the guys not driving out now.
That only pointless team in the last 6
cars. We know that only me and Ferrari driver a car to go out beside me for update, always on key. Interestingly, Charles Leclerc has come out of the car at that front end. Both of them, as he now gets back in the car and maybe into
Gabriel Bortoleto. SQ1 elimination, fixed 18th in the Grand.
8 qualifying sessions in a row. At the moment, there's
big principle, especially Jonathan Wheatley with your
teams that was really bad last year, and they didn't put in place, and you work with what you already had.
Which now means that Sauber have scored more points this the last season. The Sauber name for Sauber. Let's hope it can.
We've got Cadillac coming with a new team. Engine coming into the sport. We've got new rules coming.
Wondering why I've not trailed our onboard lack of onboard coverage, ladies and gentlemen.
Just we don't hear them.
No, we're not hearing it. I say getting a little bit vocal.
Complain about being nudged a bit. So it just depends on the situation.
So he had done roughly earlier 8-0. That's a big jump, isn't it? 1 point higher earlier. So let's bear in mind he's jumped
an awful lot. I'm not sure it necessarily.
Hey, the track.
You'd hope so. Unless I'm quite sure your team would do that. We did see it. The driver's cool down is when Charlotte. Why didn't he start the song?
On with the full tanks, but always, and most teams don't take that
situation. You've been now qualified by the soft tyre for the start to try and get ahead of Max.
Taken out. His key point now is not getting closer to Piyush.
Went off there for Franco Colapinto. We mentioned that, and we can bring in their team boss, Jonathan.
Yeah, so far so good. Pretty clean for any reason out of sync. Then you
Mexico City. But I gather last night, to try and solve the issue of traffic.
I don't think anything was decided. I think they had the pits, but practically speaking, I don't know.
Yeah, quite. Do we need to manage it though? Be going on with drivers taking too long to get out? Are you prepared for attention focus on Sauber for a long, long time?
Distracted, and I'm looking forward to eating.
If we can tell us a little bit more about how things are going. Just apologies once again for our that we're working really hard to try it Albon now, and Isaac Hadjar.
Tire as well. McLaren to Williams, from soft to medium.
From Charles Leclerc, who was since Charles Leclerc last won, if Ferrari don't get it right at the very least.
It was better, but I like the fact that they thought Aggress would be third, and they were. So,
normally when you see a team taking a risk, tire quite well. He had clean air destroying their tires, so he managed to stay ahead. It was very hard.
Did not look good. It looked so difficult. 10th,
yeah, they were just quality on Friday. The top 10.
And a better car than Mercedes.
This session than FP3 for the drivers to really practice.
And obviously that was to the detriment of the kerfuffle at turn 1. Alonso got a point in the Grand Prix sprint race as well.
He's out qualified. It's China that Lance got ahead of him. And he's still got that energy like he did.
He hasn't had much of a hand on this car. It gave that helps. That helps a lot. But no, he's not showing any sign of that. And he's actually
fastest. Jack Crawford, the deputy Arvid Lindblad on our screens at the moment, is on the lowest fuel and say, hey, look, I'm ready for next season. Could we
go and get a good reference here? So. A write-off. Iwasa's done a good job. That's a solid effort and best.
Currently, youngest race winner in F2. Is he ready for F1, or is it
wants them there, and it's not age related. It's you haven't had it tough, so you tell you how tough it's been. But right now,
I'm not a huge fan of fast tracking. Follow trends, don't they? You know, you fast with Ollie Behrman in the car. He did a good job, and it's very much about trends in F1. But today they can do things with the 2-year-old. For me, manufacturer, for the first time ever next to the development in year 1 of a new power unit cycle. He's only 18.
Why got him under contract? What's the rush, right?
And don't burn them out.
because you might only get one in your life. Yeah, but who are they going to put in the car? You talk,
And you can have Hajar.
have they shown that they're equipping also the engine? Which is
Good, and they know what's bad when it comes to an engine.
You're still better.
Lawson still has a lot to show. He hasn't.
Put drivers into 4 seats. And based on conversation style to Max Verstappen that we've, and also his teammate as well, as a team thing, that had a rough old year. I think once again, it's 2 races into this year, and I think you owe it to, and you don't need to dispense with one or both of them.
But they don't owe anything. They've already given them everything. So they
To be stayed at racing rules this year, then he can go up the most.
know to develop the car.
Yeah, but I don't develop is one today it's a good
In that case, look at Sauber. It's a good car this year, and it's the same car as last
And the one thing I would say about Sauber is they've actually had a team principle.
a lot of new operational staff
for the team. But the question is he capable of developing?
Racing fools. Isaac, what have you done to me?
But yeah, he's shown he's deserving of moving up to the big team.
Just to finish this conversation at Red Bull.
Yeah, definitely.
An answer.
No, I didn't.
At least
spend
we
any
got an
second.
answer.
Think of an answer. So, Jacques Villeneuve, who's your racing bulls? Right,
Colin from IndyCar.
from IndyCar.
Perfect future Red Bull driver. Testing.
The answer to that is, right, if you're dropping quantity in Formula 1, is Alex
than a Formula 2 driver.
Okay.
Because he's at the top. And you know, and as far as market
Going to do F2 with maybe a pretty
amazing seasons in IndyCar. So he's not been.
yes.
The thing is, it's this super license point system with more points. That's one of the issues. So then you.
And in fairness, that's also been clear. Alex Pelosi. I think there's
Any way, shape or form, but the man is not.
No, he is a known quantity.
Worth the wait.
yeah, I mean, brilliant.
Whether you agree or disagree.
Keep it, bear in mind, why did he get to F1? That was part of the deal, so they put him.
To Grand Prix win here in the 1965. I'm trying to segue in there. But it makes it.
To detail in Formula 1, isn't it? Even the session when you put European.
And if you notice, the floor is always.
It's like the Ron Dennis, was it granite? Joy, though, isn't it? They put these tiles down. And
Some of your friends are saying that they're not quite.
Polo is with his contractual situation with when Jack came from IndyCar. I was excited to see when Mike. I enjoyed seeing Montoya go from F3000.
Like Verstappen is a driver that can drive.
I remember when Fernando did that. We would drive around by himself on the to see how he's going to go every single lap.
And understand he had the Indy 500, but he was super complex.
So, just under 10 minutes to go, and Griff Crawford just trying to get the power down. So twitchy, you have to be so careful.
But that's not too much of a problem. We've seen other bits. Drivers sometimes just ignore the 8 and carry a bit more minimum speed.
And to give big jolts to the steering wheel, Peps.
Because Lindblad has now gone faster than Sunit Lindblad. That is a cracking effort, putting themselves in the shop window.
For this session, it's a really good chance.
A rookie will get in the car and drive. The driver was working on his race weekend. He's trying to see in winter testing. The rookie, the new boy, is
Yes, at the moment, Charles Leclerc. Sammy Antonelli goes for his latest DRS.
I tell you,
Like unbelievable stats.
is nobody under the age of 18.
And sat at the same
The
time.
2007 season, and it popped up the driver's title. And so yeah, and
so many times. Like it was there. It was.
18 to see West Ham win a league game. Next to me, and I've just seen the score. But I'm doing best. I kind of alluded to this in Austin. I think to try and just bring a fresh approach in certain parts. You know, this is the way we do. With the new guy coming in. So let's try and do things a little bit different.
Well, maybe as everyone, maybe you should say that to the team a little bit, slightly.
Because I don't believe they're not fully focused on trying.
they're not a small team. They came close with Fernando a couple of times. You know, Leclerc was in contention in 2022, never executed the championship. And again, you look at this season, all
his way to a fourth winless season here this weekend.
I thought I saw might just made it dust. Maybe.
It was a nice catch as well.
So Leclerc quickest in those blah 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 track conditions, best competitive. You know, in terms of giving the drop, and that is a better start than it seems.
Bernie Collins for ages.
I'm going to let the pictures continue to run. That's on his outlap, and I saw was a little bit slow, so the guy, the grip, out of the pit lane. So that
58 degrees track temperature is still roasting.
Even in Austin Coffee, it was a 3.8. Trying to deal with that, and you know, having another slow stop. How do you think that's?
Lots of data around the pit stops. The guns at the session, they'll be looking at every detail on a particular mechanic, a particular together why those stops are being slow. Time for that team, and they'll know if you're going to undercut someone and you're not making the pit wall job for the strategists.
Times are put well, big data, Formula 1. This with human beings is gathering and to kind of discard some of the bit.
AI cannot do art for you.
I tell you what, of all of us on the planet, he's like how he does. So he's completely safe.
5 trillion simulations of this commentary. You are, and always will be, on one of a shell. We have a session there. That's a really good session. Imagine Team Lindblad. Yeah.
He knows that that could be the future of his career. That could be.
And his mum Anita there in the and he's in the world of Red Bull driving.
This cool feature for the rest of the weekend. Otto Soletto, 3rd and 5th, and for one appearance before.